Hello everyone, this is our final project presentation for Data 620. This is for the project group for Adakpur, Adam Douglas and Soumya Ghosh, and our topic is a particular website called Politifact.com, which is a non-partisan website where curators or fact checkers, they actually check the political statements or blog posts posted in various platforms by different political leaders or analysts, and they kind of assign a score. How true are those posts or political statements made? Starting from, is it true, mostly true, half true, mostly false, false, or in some cases, pants on fire, where horrific claims have been made by different political party representatives, and they're kind of termed as the biggest falsehoods. I just took some example screenshot of such political statements made. So first one where there was a statement made that we have 23% of all the lead pipe leads in America in the Chicagoland area, and that was kind of adjudicated as a half-true statement by one of the curators in this Politifact platform. And another extreme example would be a statement made that Michigan used a mathematical key to manipulate vote totals in 2020 election. As we know, there were a lot of controversies and controversial statements made about 2020 election, and that was definitely judged as a pants on fire, extreme false statement made by a political party, by one of the curators in this platform. So coming to the data, we took the data from Kaggle website, and it contains 19,421 records. And here are some of the key attributes that are part of the dataset. So the data captured at a high level, the sources where the source platform where these posts have been made, on which day those posts have been published, and the location where the post, the location or medium at which the source furnished the information, some of the key quotes, actual quotes or information furnished by the source, who was the curator on the Politifact side, when was the curation took place. The fact represents the actual score in that those previous categories that I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, and then the source URL, the actual platform or article which was evaluated by the curator, and the curator's article title and the detailed blog post written by the curator, based on the analysis of the political article by the curator. So the goal of this final project was to kind of leverage the skills that we have learned as part of Data 620. So primarily NLP techniques. So we used various NLP techniques like tokenization, lemmatization. We did topic modeling using latent dirichlet allocation, because these data sets has lots of opportunity because we have the detailed blog posts which are equivalent of documents, unstructured documents. So we decided to use NLP technique to kind of mine those unstructured documents and come up with unsupervised machine learning technique, in the form of topic modeling to identify the key topics for a particular record. And the topics in this type of political article could be budget, coronavirus, election, economy. Those are some of the examples that we are looking for. And then once the topics have been assigned to each record, we wanted to perform network analysis, which is another key learning that we have from this semester. And the goal would be to analyze the patterns, based on the score assigned by the curator against each document or each record, and how it pertains to each topic. So for example, if politician X frequently makes false statements about the topic Y, and vice versa, we wanted to do that kind of analysis for various topics. So we started off our analysis by loading the data. So the data is provided or downloaded from Kaggle in CSV format. So this is the first look of the raw data after we load it in the data frame, we can see that some of the columns like source codes, the curator, article title, the textual columns has new line characters. So first sort of basic cleansing that we did is we took out the new line characters from those key unstructured columns, paragraph columns, and after that the data looks a little bit cleaner. And then we did a quick describe just to understand, um, how many rows we have and how many of them are unique records, how many nulls, etc. on each column. Then we started with topic modeling. So topic modeling is an unsupervised machine learning technique that's capable of scanning, textual documents or unstructured data, and it kind of detects the words and phrases and patterns within them, and it uses clustering techniques to kind of identify the key themes or word groups against each article, and similar expressions that best characterizes a particular document or set of documents. So that's what topic modeling is. So we started off by taking a quick look at the most frequent words that appeared in that detailed blog post created by the curator. And if at a first glance we can see there are lots of single letter words, prepositions, conjunctions, and obviously those particular types of words don't add a lot of value when it comes to textual analysis. So we decided to come up with some pre-processing and cleansing steps to curate the data a little bit further. So for first step, a lot of the stop words, we used NLTK's stop words list, and we wrote a pre-process function where we did a set of things. First of all, we took out any special characters, numeric characters out of the text. And then we converted everything to lowercase. That way, it doesn't matter whether a particular word appeared at the beginning of the sentence, or somewhere in the middle or towards the end. So we converted everything to lower. We split the words, and then we took out single letter words, and any word that appeared in the stop words list in NLTK corpus, we took out all of that. So after that cleansing, we applied the cleansing function or pre-processing function on the curator complete article, which has the major document or the blog post written by the curator. We applied that, and then we did a plotting of the most frequent words. So now, after this pre-processing step, the words are looking much more meaningful when it comes to categorizing the documents. But we wanted to take another step further by doing lemmatization. So lemmatization is a process by which we basically take the past or past participle forms into the basic form or present tense form of a word, single word. So that way we can convert a lot of the similar words into their base form. So after we did the lemmatization, um, so these are the tokenized, the two key tokens that came out of the article column, and then we applied lemmatization on those key tokens. So after we applied lemmatization, this is how our top tokens in the corpus kind of shows up. I think this is we can see some improvement in distribution, and some of the keywords which make a lot more sense are now showing up in our corpus. So then we prepare for latent direct query allocation model. Again, it's a topic modeling, unsupervised machine learning technique, and it builds topics per document and words per topic model. And it starts off by defining a dictionary object for the key tokens that we have, or key terms, and then we define a doc term matrix, which basically creates a tab of each document, how many words appeared, or how many tokens appeared along with their weightage for each document. So we built the LDA model using Gensim library or Gensim package and we decided to keep the number of topics limited to 7 for better, easier analysis. And then once we look at the topics generated by the LDA model, these are the 7 topics along with the key terms that appeared within this topic, within each one of those topics, along with the weightage, their associated weightage within the topic. So this was pretty much interesting, what keywords are appearing in each topic and based on their ranking of weightage. Then we move on. So we wanted to visualize these topics and how they're related to each other in terms of spatial distance from each other. So we used PyLDA Viz, a particular package, to do this topic visualization. And you can see these are the topics as a cluster, and their associated words that kind of came up. So if we look at the first cluster or first topic, we see information like tax, year, state, budget, income. Those are terms which are more closely aligned with economy. And then when we move on to topic 2, we see campaign, president, Obama, McCain, Democratic. So a lot of these things which seems like they are more closely aligned to elections, as an example. And there are a few other topics. For example, if I look at number 4 here, it talks about insurance plan, health, coverage, legislation, Medicare, etc. So this seems like more on the healthcare premises. That's what the topic 4 is. So these are some of the key topics that we see in our data set. Um, so we came up with a logical name in a dictionary object. So for each topic, we gave them a unique name based on our quick study of the keywords that we saw clustered in each topic. So economy, elections, laws, healthcare, abortion, energy, and foreign policy. These are the primary topics that we saw occurring in our corpus. So we assign now the topic number against each document, um, and then we move on to kind of the network analysis part. So we did the NLP, and now we move on to the network analysis, where we wanted to kind of see the relationship between the sources, between the ranks or the scoring that Politifact curators have assigned to each one of these, and how it pertains to specific topics. So we built our graph object using NetworkX, and we decided to build the nodes using the sources and the topic number associated with each of the documents. Those are our nodes, and then we assign the weightages of each node. We use the score that was kind of that the curators came up with, that kind of defines the weight of each age. So here are the number of, so quite a few. There are 4,000 plus nodes and 7,800 plus ages. So it's a pretty busy graph. We can see from the statistics here. So before we move on to the network analysis, we just wanted to look at the top 10 biggest liars. So Facebook post, viral image, Donald Trump showed up, kind of topped the chart in terms of the biggest liars. And again, based on the analysis done by the Politifact curators. And then on the other side, the top 10 most truthful statements made. Hillary Clinton kind of leads the chart there, along with few other known faces. Then we also wanted to look at like the extreme, pants on fire, which is the rating for extreme falsehood of information, or the claim that was posted by a particular political party or political representative. So in that list, Facebook posts, bloggers, and no surprises, Donald Trump also kind of topped that list in terms of pants on fire rated statements. So then we move on to the visualization. Now the first visualization, we plotted the entire graph, and as you can see from the screen, it's pretty busy as expected for such a big network. So it's hard to kind of come up with any meaningful takeaway from this complicated, busy-looking graph. So we decided to move on and apply some weightages or apply some filters so that we can do more deep dive analysis. So we started with most truthful people and their topics, and we only included ages which has a weight of 10 or greater. Um, if I look at that, there are various topics. So if I look at, energy, or rather healthcare as a topic, which is topic number 5, we see there are a lot of my apologies. Topic number 5 is actually abortion. So when you look at abortion as a topic, um, um, sorry, my bad. Number 5 is actually energy because it started from a scale of 0. So my bad. So when you look at energy as a topic, we see a very solid line here, age here with Hillary Clinton. So she kind of tops the chart in terms of making the most truthful statements about energy, and few other topic like number 2, which is laws. So Hillary has a solid line with laws, and she has a relatively slimmer line with economy. So Hillary kind of is a prominent node in that chart, along with few known faces like Bernie Sanders. We can see here. We can see Mark Rubio. When it comes to healthcare, Mark Rubio has a solid line, thick line hit there. So then we kind of focused on people who made the most untruthful statement, which is the other end of the spectrum. And this is pretty interesting. There are lots of thick edges, and it's again pretty busy looking graph because we captured most untruthful statements made across all topics. But in a way, I mean, if you think about it, a political fact-checking site is supposed to concentrate more on the lies rather than the truths. So, from that perspective, I don't think it's a big surprise for us. So we moved on, and we looked at. Now we wanted to filter because this untruthful statements is a pretty busy graph. We wanted to filter based on the age weight. So we took only the nodes. We created a subgraph which has a weight of less than minus 40, and this looks a little bit cleaner. So no surprises. We have some Facebook posts which has been the platform for most untruthful statements as a platform for almost all the topics. Donald Trump is a common link as a source of a lot of untruthful statements made, as well as a lot of viral images, as also kind of has a thick line for most untruthful statement made. So then we move on, and we wanted to do based on a focused topic level analysis for the most trusted and untrusted ratings. So for economy and elections, those were the first two topics. We decided to focus on that, and who are the people who made the most truthful statements on economy and election. So you can see Sarah Palin actually and Barack Obama, they have the thickest line. Barack Obama, when it comes to economy, Hillary and Barack, they have the thickest line, along with Senator John McCain. Whereas when it comes to elections, surprisingly, Sarah Palin kind of tops the chart there. Um, so we move on about the most untruthful statements made for economy and election. And Facebook post, we can see it has a thick line for thick edge for both the topics where most unfruitful statements were made. Donald Trump, we can see about economy. He has a thicker line for economy compared to elections, which was pretty interesting when it comes to untruthful statements made by him in the prior election or during his political era or presidency. And then we move on to laws and healthcare, which were our second and third topic. So again, about healthcare, Marco Rubio has a solid thick line Whereas when it comes to laws, I think Hillary Clinton has the thickest line, which is pretty interesting. Analysis. Um, and then we move on to the most untruthful statement. Again, Facebook is a pretty common platform where most untruthful statements have been made. I think we observed it's kind of the common pattern for all topics, and laws and healthcare are no surprises. Donald Trump has a very thick line when it comes to laws, and he has a relatively less thick line for healthcare, which was interesting. And then we move on to the next two topics, which are more abortion and energy. So surprisingly, when we applied that filter on age, we didn't find any particular node associated with abortion. So there is no prominent kind of pattern that is evident for abortion. But when it comes to energy, we see again Hillary kind of leads the chart here. She has the thickest line. Scott Walker, they all have thick lines when it comes to energy as a topic. Then the least trusted on energy and abortion. Again, abortion, okay, so we did get some. So actually, there were no truthful, statements or pattern observed for abortion. But when it comes to untruthful statements made by different forums, it's interesting that we see a very thick line for abortion. We can see Facebook posts, Senator John McCain, which is an interesting observation actually. Oh, sorry, it is viral image, which corresponds to a lot of false claims about abortion. And Donald Trump has linked to both, abortion and energy when it comes to making false statements. So moving on, our last topic, which is more foreign policy. So about the most truthful statement, Republican Senator Ron Johnson from Wisconsin kind of leads the chart, making most truthful statement about foreign policy. We also see John McCain showed up in this list. And then the most untruthful statements posted regarding foreign policy. It's surprising to see Barack Obama kind of having similar thickness or slightly thicker probably compared to Donald Trump when it comes to foreign policy and Facebook posts, which is a common phenomenon. It's probably the platform where most of the lies have been spoken or posted based on the analysis conducted by curators in Politifact. So that concludes our final project presentation. So quite a few interesting observations in the network analysis part, and I think the topic modeling that we did that surfaced up a lot of interesting topics pertaining to this data set. So with that, thank you so much. Bye bye.